Ruslan.
I feel like you've cleared the air on a lot of stuff. Guys, Urban Apologetics is out. I feel like the distinction between woke has been made, the clear distinction between not embracing the conclusions of CRT or the conclusions of liberation theology has been made. I mean, my only other question is, like, from the worldview that you've presented, I don't walk away as an Armenian, Caucasian, white man with this sense of shame and guilt that I need to repent for my whiteness in this conversation. I walk away saying, wow, Dr. Eric Mason is doing incredible work on the front lines, being the hands and feet of Jesus through Epiphany Church. I see the desire to contextualize the gospel over this stumbling block that we see with some of these racial issues. I see your heart, and I see the pathway that if we move to unity, it does have to first start with some degree of acceptance and listening, and not gaslighting and ignoring and otherizing. Any final thoughts, final closing statements?
Yeah. So first off, thank you for having me on, man. Encouraged by what you're doing and trying to do and expose different things, and have heard you. I watched the channel, so thankful for having me on here.
Thank you for watching.
Man,
that means a lot.
Yeah. So, man, yeah, man. So I would just say, many of us are in the place where we can't do three-way apologetics. I can't spend the rest of my life trying to prove to you why my life matters and why people look like me matter. Because if I spend my time trying to fight for my dignity that Christ has already given me in the gospel and at creation, I already have significance and dignity and identity because of the work of Jesus Christ on the cross. And because he created me. And so one of the things but people don't realize African Americans have to do 3 levels of apologetics if you're in the position I'm in, which many of us are. And some of my white siblings do too. See, we don't hate white people. See, did you hear that? White siblings. We have to do apologetics in our community with all of these mystery cults that are affected by white supremacy and the destruction of Black dignity. We have to minister to Hebrew Israelites and Kemetic folk and all these different people lovingly, the best that we know how. But then also, man, we have to minister in our culture with the racism and the systems that we're dealing with there. But sadly enough, the place where we should have found the greatest amount of brotherhood, the greatest amount of camaraderie, the greatest place of theological hand uplifting as well as practical commitment was the church. And we have to do apologetics with our own brothers in the church. And so you may get to go to a debate and you get to debate some guy from overseas or some person who is an agnostic or whatever the person is, a atheist or, existentialist or whatever they are. And you get to go home and be at home. But us, we're in a continuous fight. And so I just pray that you all will pray that God will be glorified, that the gospel will be proclaimed, and that his redemptive work in his kingdom will come to the places where there's a lot of need and there's a lot of brokenness, but there's a lot of opportunity for gospel fruit. So let's get it for the glory of Jesus Christ, family.
I'll tell you what, Dr. Mason, the 3-way apologetics breaks my heart, and perhaps that's why I be on here going a little ham sometimes when these things come up, man. So, man, I appreciate you coming on here and just being patient and being willing to almost blacksplain some of this stuff to some of these brothers that desire and are looking for the truth, but maybe just caught up in the groupthink, caught up in the otherizing. So thank you so much. Guys, check out the book. It's pinned up here in the description. Maybe we'll be graced with your presence here again on the channel. Have some more dialogue.
Man.
I feel like we need you actively on YouTube. Just from this chat alone, it seems like people are blown away. I know you have your sermons up on the Epiphany YouTube channel, but I would love to hear you regularly commentating on some of these different things. I think could be very powerful. So being more active on here. So thank you so much. Guys, if you enjoyed this conversation valuable, give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you pick up the new book, Urban Apologetics. And yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Mason.
Oh, thanks for having me. Take care, man.
Ruslan.
Yes. yes, yeah. I saw my mama smile through the silhouette. Sunshine and all, sunshine and all. But she don't know that I still feel like we ain't made it yet. No, I ain't lying.